Hello, welcome back to the channel. This is Jimmy, and thank you for clicking on another video. Y'all know I love doing these interviews, so I'm super excited to have my girl Lili, host of the Miss Melanated podcast. And I'm going to shut up and let Lili tell y'all what we do.
All right. Hello, you all. So, guys, I just have a big announcement for you guys. So, I have officially rebranded the podcast.
Oh, yes, congratulations. Yes. This is like breaking news. Yes. On Walk and Talk with Jimi, exclusive.
No, we launched it about like 2 weeks ago now.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes. So the new name of the podcast is Go About Your Business. We are talking about business, finances, creative branding, and just a little bit of everything that makes Lili. Let's go.
I love it. So listen, I love your last interview. Speaking of like rebranding,
yes.
Listen, I've watched that now 3 times because I had a little bit of commute on my way to work, and my man was dropping some facts.
Yep, some gems. And this is, I would say, if you guys have not watched the Chris Hart video of About That Life Insurance, look on Miss Melanated, right? And go click in, okay? We're going to give you guys all the information, all the scoops on what it is to be a financial agent, all right? So it was so interesting about that podcast episode because a lot of people don't know a lot about financial services, how they can use life insurance to leverage their family wealth, their business, and their financial growth strategies.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I even created my podcast, to merge what I already was doing, the podcast, with what I'm currently doing, teaching people about financial strategies.
Okay.
You know, so a lot of people don't know different ways, because a lot of people think, let me say it like this. People think that if somebody's telling you financial freedom, they're giving you a get-rich-quick scheme, or they're giving you a way to be a millionaire tomorrow.
Yeah.
And there is no way that you can be a millionaire tomorrow
without hitting the lottery.
Yeah.
Right.
And especially if you didn't build up the mindset to create wealth. Wealth is more a mindset than actually a monetary value. You know, you have to actually think rich to become it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to do for our community. Just teach them strategies to start thinking rich.
Yeah.
It's all a mindset thing. Have conversations with business owners, creative brand owners, just to let them know, what is it like first even having the courage to start your business? What is the financial aspect of growing your business? And why is it important for people to know that journey?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people think that if somebody made it big, they become like an overnight success, or people don't understand the hard work that goes in.
They don't see all the missed attempts.
The missed attempts. Yeah. That's the perfect word for it. It's the missed attempts. I failed and I got to get back up and try again. Or I tried this business idea, it didn't work out for me. Or I tried this passion, I realized I couldn't go the longevity for it. And it's even what we're doing right now. We walking and talking. I don't want. I can walk. I don't want. But I'm doing my 5K this year.
This is the start too, right? Like you start walking, then you just run up to that 5K before you know it.
Exactly.
Well, speaking of starts, like I would love to hear like what got you started into like this space, right? Like being able to educate people from your community. Like what's your passion? Like what's driving you to do this work?
I will always say I have a passion for conversation, and I have a philosophical mind. Let me say it like that.
Okay.
I really do enjoy conversations and deep conversations.
Yeah.
Just not talking to people on surface levels, but picking their brain to understand the why behind the why.
Right.
And you know, when you can understand the why behind the why of anything, you can start solving your own mental patterns. You know, even your own habits, your own daily growths. And that's always something you can appreciate. You know, like just, okay, I talk to this person, they may be one step ahead of me, or they may be where I want to be in life. Yeah. Just let's sit down. Let's figure out how I can even push myself to grow. Yeah. But on the same end, why gatekeep that information?
Right.
Share it with people who have the same ambitions, the same thoughts, and the same goals as you. That is my biggest goal. Because, you know, your content might not resonate with everyone.
Right.
But the people that it do resonate with, you're bringing value.
Yeah.
And one thing that even my personal brokerage teaches us Wealth is created when you create value for another person.
Mm.
Somebody will make you rich if you can provide a value to them.
Yeah.
And that's in anything. You hungry? You go get food. That's
Right.
valuable at that
Right,
moment. I'm
right,
hungry.
right. And listen, and it's again, I think, it took me a long time to realize that, money is what we assign to it, right? It's just energy.
Exactly. Thank you.
Like it has no value without nothing.
Thank
But
you.
these shoes at the right moment at the right time.
Exactly.
Right. Be the person selling shoes to marathon runners. So
Exactly.
I know where to find you in a little bit when we're running that 5K coming up.
Right. Right. Y'all gotta hold me to it, because y'all gonna see me in June running. Running.
Now you kind of touched on a couple principles that I find interesting as I bring on different entrepreneurs. Like it is like a theme in their mindset. And you also talked about I'm assuming are you a fan of Think and Grow Rich? Are you one of those students?
Yes.
That's awesome. Let's talk a little bit about your financial services though. 'Cause I think that is so important. When you're struggling on the end, it can be hard to think about saving, but I can't stress enough as a teenage dad. My wife and I have been together now 23 years. And so we've hit every level, right? From being almost homeless to where we are now. And, but it was because having the mindset that money was going to eventually, money was there.
Yep.
Right.
You have to go get it.
Got to go get it.
Yeah, that's all.
No, love to hear that. Talk me through your financial services.
I would definitely say, I don't like to get too political. Let me say that. Let me start off. But the reason why I entered the finance space is because I was watching what was going on in the current economy. And I was like, okay, I found I felt for myself, I didn't have proper financial tools to grow me.
Mm.
And I'm young, I'm 25.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what, let's get ahead of the curve. Let's go learn something, because this is the important part about learning a new skill. I said that on the first podcast with Chris Hart. The one thing my mentor always holds in on is being at the age to learn a new skill and always being open to learning new skills.
He said chase skills, not jobs, not money, chase skills.
Yeah, when you chase new skills, I feel like it just provides more environments to create value for yourself. And that's what I wanted to do. So I actually got licensed in life insurance. I became a life insurance broker.
How are you did that? You said you're 25, so I'm listening to what you've done already. It's mind blowing.
Yes. I literally got in. I literally took a year to first mentally prepare myself, then study. The test wasn't long. The procedure wasn't long. It took me about 3-4 months to actually get licensed. But then that's when all the learning comes after. You think the learning comes before you get licensed, but all the learning comes after, because now I'm flying across the country, going to places like Vegas, Texas. I'm going to Texas for a training in 2 weeks, and they just teach you about finance strategies, how to grow your money, how to grow people's money, how to understand where to put money in different life insurance policies, and how different policies can work for a certain family, a certain business, or a certain tax bracket. And you have to kind of categorize the three.
Okay.
Tax bracket, family, and purpose of what you want your money to do. Because then you can know how to better help your client. So if it's someone who's a dad, married for 23 years, 25 years, have multiple kids. Okay, my first question to ask you is, what do you want your money to do for you?
I want it to work for me. I need it to be,
How much money can you put away for a month? What is your monthly budget that you're okay with saving?
I save right now. I save a lot because we're on a different goal. Right, 25% though.
Exactly. Yeah, 25%.
To the point I'll be almost drowning and everything else. I can't touch this. I don't even got that 25% in my mind.
It's out.
It's gone.
Exactly.
I'm broke without that. I ain't got it.
I ain't got it, and that's the beautiful part about doing it. Because first we'll run an FLS for you.
Yeah.
A financial analysis to understand truthfully, because some people brag and boast about their finances until it's time to look at it and it's like,
you like, brother, you ain't cooking what you said you was cooking over there.
It's okay. A lot of people just, you want to put on the facade. You don't want people in your personal business. You don't want people to know you're struggling.
Yeah.
And that's okay. But when you sit down with a finance consultant, we don't call ourselves advisors. We call ourselves consultants, because we bring value-based products, consulting-based strategies.
Yeah.
You know, we can't tell you exactly where to put your money or you should do your money like this. We can show you the product and how it can work in the economy. That is our job.
So you talk about, and I wanted to make sure people understand this distinction, because it took me, I mean, I was probably like 30, mid-30s when I understood this, but you're talking a lot of finances in life insurance.
Yes.
Break that down and help people understand like why those two, why they're so closely
Related. Okay.
Because I had if I would have known that in my 20s, I'd be so much further ahead today.
I do agree with that. And I'm so blessed that I got to learn it in the way I'm learning it in my 20s right now. So a lot of people think, especially in our community, that life insurance equates to death. That if you get life insurance, you're kind of paying to die.
Yeah.
It's only for when you die. But there is different strategies in life insurance that provides cash value accounts. And those cash value accounts can help you have a lower death benefit so you can focus on the cash growth. You see? So now, if we want to use it as a finance strategy, now you're covered in your life, which is very important for our community, because a lot of times we get killed by police officers, we get killed in gang violence, drug violence, anything. And a lot of times it's so easy to kill us because our lives are not insured. That people don't care about following up on the cases, looking into the cases, because there's no monetary value attached to us.
You know what? I don't think I've ever put that together.
And that's why I say it's so good to learn about these things.
Because they want to know why
you get killed if they got
to pay that money.
Thank you. These life insurance agents or this life insurance company will even hire private investigators if you had a $500,000 policy on your life. Now they want to figure out who is truly at fault. Do they have to pay that money out, or can they sue the state for you to pay that money out? Because why do I have to pay it if somebody was falsely killed?
Yeah.
And that's another hack to America that people have to open their minds and think about. People don't think about it that way. But the thing is, you can insure yourself for as little as $25 a month. You can insure yourself for as little as $50 a month.
You gotta be done.
And it's like, okay, it's my question to a lot of people is, okay, what are you missing in this education? Are you missing the actual true value of life insurance? Did you not actually know that it could do all this? Were you not prepared to save? I try to dig a little bit deeper to understand what is it that is stopping you from making this a part of your financial plan? Because it's just an avenue. Like I said, there's no way to get rich quick. It's not realistic. But there is financial strategies that will create wealth over time. And that is your goal. Life happens so fast.
Compounding.
The
earlier, the better.
Exactly. And that's what people have to understand when you're talking about policies like life insurance. Of course, you have to pay the fee for life insurance. But that's okay.
Right. Well, in some of the accounts, and this is what I didn't know, because you talked about like the low price plans. But then, like, you know, somebody hit me with a policy that was like $200 a month. I said, well, why? I said, my insurer give it to me for like $25 a week. Why am I paying this much? And then when if it's set up right, like that's such a nominal fee, because it's going to eventually start to
compound interest.
And that's what
people don't understand about money. If you put your money in the proper accounts, certain accounts can compound interest for you. And a lot of people think like 401ks are the way to go, because so many employers have forced them to believe. Because 401ks help greater companies more than it helps the average person. And it saddens my heart, because I even go look for people with nail and bones who have old 401ks, and I'm like, let me roll over that money for you. I'm begging.
So can you roll over that?
I can roll over 401ks into annuity policies. And annuity policies are also products that some life insurance companies sell that help people with retirement. And an annuity means, by law, you will be paid out for the rest of your life. Social Security is an annuity. You see? So every time you until you hit 59 and a half, now you can access that money, and they have to pay you for the rest of your life.
Listen, if y'all looking for some financial advice, especially my Gen Zers, this is who y'all need to be talking to. She hitting you up. I mean, she'll get you started right.
I'm going.
But you know what? While you're learning and you're teaching, like that's the best way to learn, right?
Exactly. Exactly. And
Like
this
bring people along the journey with you.
exactly. And I love that because I have my own brokerage. I have my brokerage inside a brokerage.
Yeah.
So I always recruit financial agents to sit and learn with me.
So tell me more about your brokerage. This is how we met. We met at a Business Wednesday
Yes,
at the Hill Prince, not that long ago.
Yep, the networking event. So basically, sometimes I go out to network with people and try to understand where they're at financially and where their needs need to be. Because that is how you help people grow and in turn grow myself.
Yeah.
So if I ask someone, are you open to new business opportunities? Based off of what they tell me, I'm going to say, okay, I have a business opportunity for you.
Yeah.
Are you dedicated to getting licensed?
Yeah.
Okay, first get your insurance license. Study for the test, get your license. If you don't have any felonies, because it's a heavily regulated industry, if I'm being completely honest.
Yes.
Anybody can't just do it because you're rolling over people's life savings.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, like, you can't have certain felonies, you can't have, because certain carriers will not work with you.
Right.
Because of course, like I said, the sensitivity of finances.
But life insurance still go to people's houses. There's a few
Yeah.
people that can go knock on your door and have a cup of coffee with you. Like,
exactly.
maybe a Jehovah's Witness. That's about it, right?
That's about it. That's as bad as it's gonna get. But literally, like, it's such an intimate relationship. Like you just said, you can come to somebody's house and have a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
We do we call it field trainings with people in their houses. And what I love about that is because you're connecting with the community on a different level.
Yeah.
And my personal brokerage is ran by a Black man, Chris Hart, and he has scaled past $1 million. And what I love about him is he always talks about getting to people who look like us, act like us, and talk like us.
Yeah.
Because it's coveted in Jewish communities.
Right.
Jewish communities have one of the highest wealth in the U.S.
Yeah.
It's coveted in Asian communities. Asian communities have some of the highest wealth in the U.S. Yeah. But the only people who would think of it as a scam is Black community. Yeah. And it's a subconscious thing. We've been tricked into thinking it's a scam. Yeah. Why? Because the average agent doesn't look like us, talk like us, or act like us. And they're not looking to insure our lives.
Right. Yeah. That's deep. When you said it that, I think when you said it that way, like the insure your life. And again, like if you're not getting DUIs, I think y'all talked about that the last time. That there's things that you can just reduce your access forever.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
No, that's extremely fascinating. That's really fascinating. You know, I always give my Maryland people time to do stuff. I don't know if they be gonna stop or not. 10 miles is fast over the speed limit. Everywhere else in the country. But here, it's like you driving Miss Daisy doing 10 miles over the speed limit. You probably you'll get ran over.
Yeah, the DMV, we just gotta speed it up a little bit.
It's fast. These big cities, when you get my age, you ain't in a rush to get nowhere.
Yeah, really.
It's like, you know what? I done seen a lot. I'm just chilling. I feel
like I got to that point too, and I'm so young, and I just be finding that so funny because I ain't in a rush to get nowhere.
Listen, when you're your own boss,
you're right.
You calling your own shots. See? So like that's the benefit.
And that is, and I feel like that's what I love to teach people about, like having the calmness, because it's an anxiety on one end, but it's a calm on the other. Like you have to race to scale.
Yeah.
And one thing, like I said, I get coached a lot by a lot of powerful mentors all over the country. And one of the main things that they tell me is be patient with others, but urgent with yourself.
I like that a lot.
And that's what keeps me in the pace of, okay, you got to keep going, but also create deadlines for yourself.
Yeah.
Because as an entrepreneur, no one else is pushing you but you. So you have to build up mental discipline. That's why I even try to do things like, okay, I'm going to go for a 5K. Yeah. It's not because I love running. It's because I like the mental discipline that is involved with certain tasks. Yes, to making you go further, to making you learn to not stop, to making you learn that even if it hurts, even if it's painful, it doesn't matter, just go.
Yeah.
And that's the best thing about life, what I'm learning. Just go.
Yeah.
Just go.
That's why I love running, because you start with the end in mind. Like, there's one of those things, and like I know my goal before I even start is to hit 8 miles or 10 miles for the day or whatever it is. And you just do it. Right? Yeah. And if you can do that with running, like you do it with
a lot of other things, like you just said, even talk about books like Think and Grow Rich. a lot of habits in your day-to-day translate to other things in your life.
Yeah.
And that's one of the main points they hit in those type of books. Like, habits matter. Even when we talk about books like Atomic Habits, I found different ways or strategies to even create compound interest for myself on a daily by habit stacking. If I'm on the treadmill or I'm on the stairs, I'm gonna go watch my sermon.
Yeah.
Because now I got my sermon knocked out for the day.
Yeah.
I got my stairs knocked out for the day.
Take care of yourself.
I took care of myself.
That's
okay,
awesome.
I need my protein intake. I'm gonna put it in my smoothie.
Yeah.
I got my protein intake for the day. I got my good fruit smoothie.
Yeah.
I'm winning too. It's like different habits of habit stacking make certain things so much easier.
Yeah.
And like even like I said, even reading certain books, translating your mindset makes you feel like, okay,
yeah,
I got this. Maybe I keep going.
Listen, I want to hear your decision though too. So you go, you do the training, you're investing in yourself, which I love. And I think people think college is the only way to do that, right?
Yes.
There's so many other ways you can invest in yourself. Walk me through, but you could have been an employee at one of these massive firms too, right? Like,
yes.
So walk me through your decision to go the entrepreneurial route versus, going to a Goldman Sachs or, all these things that's in the DMV that you have access to.
I think the main thing that always stopped me, because a lot of people want that from me.
Yeah.
And a lot of people always encourage me to go that route. I come from a very African background, and our thing is we push for intelligence.
Yeah.
No. If you don't know, crack your brain open until you know it. And, sometimes it's always mixed reviews, like the negative disappointment of, get your PhD and you could be on top of the world. And then it's like, why do you choose the risky life? Why do you choose the life on edge?
Yeah.
Like, is this an adrenaline rush to you? But then again, you have to also understand, in finding yourself, you also find a certain level of freedom. And then it's also a level of truth that I have within myself. I don't feel comfortable in spaces that are not my own because it causes me to walk on eggshells. So it doesn't matter how much I know. I do also realize I'm a Black woman in this world.
Yeah.
So when people are listening, are they listening?
Right.
That is also the really question. When you're around people that doesn't look like you, act like you, a lot of times they're looking to take your ideas. And I'm not saying that for every case, but they're not looking to give you as much credit for those ideas. And it's like, but if it's my ideas, I want to create a space for them.
Yeah.
And it's nobody else's job to create those spaces for me.
Yeah.
It's my job to create those spaces for myself.
Love that mindset.
Yeah. It's my job to create those spaces for myself. You can play victim or literally play on defense. Yeah. I can be my own self. I'm no one's victim in this world.
Yeah. I love it.
I'm no one's victim in this world. You can go to, like you just said, a Goldman Sachs or a Fortune 500 company or one of the big law firms. But I have friends in those spaces, and a lot of times the accolades are good, but they're not happy.
Yeah.
They're going to work and they can't express themselves.
Right.
They're going to work and they can't laugh or say a certain thing.
Everybody look.
Yeah.
Everybody literally wear the same suit, same tie.
And it's just like, okay, I have to watch my words here. Or, okay, this person's intimidated by me because I'm just this type of person. Yeah. Or I have a confidence in this way. And, I was having a conversation about that literally the other day. A lot of times, people's insecurities show up as toxic traits. And you can't be mad at them because that's the level of, how do I say this? It's the level that they're in right now that is resonating. That's the level of resonance that they're in. And you can't be mad because it can be on that particular trait.
Yeah.
It probably might not be everything about that person, but everyone has their own insecurities. And that insecurity is something that's vibrating low, but they subconsciously take it out on others.
Yeah.
So if you're at work and you're that person that's a little bit more outgoing, somebody can be envious of that, but they hate how you're outgoing. And let's say if that person's your manager. Now what?
Yeah. No, listen, I think that's, I love I think the confidence and the comfort to be, like the comfort to be yourself. I think as an entrepreneur, like you just have that kind of ingrained. What I will say is, like, I challenge everybody to any environment to be yourself.
Yes.
And you know, if you're in an environment to where that's not allowed, like you're in the wrong space.
Thank you.
You're just in the wrong space.
Yeah.
Whether you're building, whether you're right, or you're even if you're built it yourself,
Yeah.
and you find that you can't be yourself, then you've probably surrounded yourself with the wrong people.
Exactly.
Yeah, no. I moved up as I got more comfortable being my authentic self.
Exactly.
Like when I was holding back in the rooms, I never really understood like why I would get these like sometimes it'd be these expressions. Now I just
show up. Yeah.
Loud.
Yeah.
Like I am all
Yeah.
me all the time. And they and I'll be like, listen, you want to shut it off? You can't.
Yeah, thank you.
Because it ain't happening today.
Sorry.
It ain't happening today.
I'm showing up as me.
Listen,
and like I say, it's a type of freedom. It's a lightness that you get when you show up as yourself. Like,
you don't have to spend the energy thinking about how to be somebody else.
Thank you. You're not weighted. And that's the best part of life. Like certain things, certain risks, certain accolades, of course, every career choice and every life path has their pros and cons.
Right.
You just have to level it out and see if you're able and if it's right for you. Yeah. And that's what I like about the journey of entrepreneurship, because you can meet any type of entrepreneur, the PhD all the way to the GED.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
And it's like,
and they can be different levels of success no matter where they started.
And it's just like, you have to realize that's when you have to also understand that it's very important, especially in our community, to get education.
Yeah.
Because education frees the mind, but understand that there's multiple places to get education. Because you're really after the knowledge of the message, not the setting.
Say that one more time, because I don't know if everybody really appreciates that and get that. Like one more time for like that's big.
No, you're really after the knowledge of the subject, not the setting. You have to understand. It doesn't matter where you are. You can learn from anywhere if you're really after the education.
Yeah, it's huge. I don't know if you know, like I'm a big Tony Robbins fan. My wife just did that seminar, and you know one of the things he talks about is like his way of educating. Like he studied successful people.
Yes.
Incessantly, like he read their books, he read their what's the name, and if he likes something that they do, he tries to make it him, but replicate it as best he can. And that just made me, again, like you think about paying $50,000 a year to go to college for the setting. Like if you're fine with paying for the networking event, great. It's a big 4-year networking event, but you can get, I mean, Harvard now offers these online business certificates for
school, and every school's doing it online because they have to, they understand that the world is transforming to a digital world,
right? But
also people are pushing themselves to go out in their own spaces.
Yes.
And you know, that's the one thing about like society that we've been taught that keeps us captured in. A lot of people don't know how to network outside of school or outside of work or outside. And it's just like, no, you have to push yourself to be out there.
Yeah.
And that's how I met you.
Right.
Networking event, right? Like you
just walked in there like you owned the place. You just walked in, boom, I'm so-and-so, I'm Lili, I got my brokerage business. I was like, okay.
I appreciate that. Because sometimes, like, you just gotta go.
Yeah.
You just gotta go. Like, I always say this, I'm very passionate about what I do, and I feel like that's what aids in the confidence. You know, it's the passion behind it, you know, and after the passion could fade and run out or whatever, now you have to also implement the discipline.
Yeah.
Okay, you have a passion for it, but let's say if that fire burns out, what next?
Right. How you gonna keep going?
How you gonna keep going?
Your why.
Your why. And when you dig for the why behind the whys, that's when you start to create a whole different person. You start unlocking different things in yourself that you didn't even know was possible. Now you look back a couple of years, you're like, oh, that's me. I done did that. I done did that. Like, that's me. Because it's like failures, successes, all of it. It's you.
It's you.
It's you. Enjoy the journey. You know, as long as you have principles that you can align yourself with in life, it's a good life.
It's just all experiences, right? Like I already talked about like the failure, your failures, your journeys. That has to get so hard up, like, oh, I didn't want to fail. Yeah. And now it's like, oh dang, you're just not taking. If you've not experienced that, you've not swung big enough.
Thank you.
Like you're playing way
too safe.
Small.
Yeah, you're playing way too safe. Sometimes life needs a little bit of risk.
Yeah.
Life need a little bit of risk, and that's the fun part of the journey. You know, like even doing my podcast, I love and love guys. Tune in to go about your business, because I'm telling you, this season is one for the books. I am lining up so many influential people that we are gonna love talking to.
It's gonna be lit.
Yeah, love being with, love talking to, love picking their brains. And I like that I get a splash of black everywhere I go. You know? I'm always open to everybody. But it's so good hearing from your old communities and people that didn't look like you and talk like you. And then now these people are looking like you and talking like you and succeeding. And it's like
representation matters.
Representation matters. It's like, you're my Mansa Musa.
Yeah.
I love it. It's
That's
like,
fantastic.
Yeah, that education is what humbles me so much, and what makes me want to even go share the experience with the world. Yeah. It's like, wow, I get to be in spaces of people who are doing more than me. The other day I met at a networking event, one of the people that is very influential. I've been going to the Dreamville Festival for years now, every 4 years. I love Dreamville. I love the label. J. Cole, Jed, Boz, they out there doing their thing. And I've always missed the yoga event that is happening every Dreamville weekend. And I'm like, oh my God, we can never make it to North Carolina in time to get to the event. And this year's the 1 year I didn't go, but I met the lady who hosted the yoga event.
That's what's up.
And I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm like, but you hosted last year? She was like, no, I hosted for all 4 years. And she was like, yes, people used to deny me. Now I have NBA contracts. And I'm just talking to her, and we're just
please tell me she's got her episode coming.
Yes, that's what I said. Like, we're getting the episode in the works right now.
I can't. Listen, I'm tuning in.
And that's what I'm saying. It's going to be a great season. Y'all, I have so many cool people to jump on a podcast. And it's just, it's only up from here.
Listen, you're doing your thing.
Thank you.
I love your energy. I love your ambition. I didn't even say we didn't have a crazy long conversation, but in this walk and talk, like you said so many things that I align with. Like I think to your point, you talked about vibrations.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can just tell. Yeah. Right. That you just vibe in the same plane.
Right. Yeah.
Everybody I've brought up here though has kind of talked about some similar things: the discipline, the focus,
I love that.
You got to think about yourself doing it to be successful,
and that's the main thing.
Huge. As we think about wrapping up, couple things you want to leave my audience with. What do you want them to take away from our amazing conversation today?
I would say the first thing is get life insurance. If you don't know where to start with me.
Right here.
Start with me.
No time like the present.
No time like the present. I would definitely fill you in. And the second thing is, if you're watching, give Jimmy a like and subscribe. He is amazing. He's getting me walking, talking. I ain't never do a podcast like this. We outside, y'all.
Hey, new platform, right? You know, just take somebody on a nice little stroll.
Yes, I love this. Guys, subscribe, watch, and educate. Don't feel caged in your mind. Always free yourself. And if you have a passion, you have an idea that you want to go for it. Go for it.
Listen, everybody telling you the same thing. What's stopping you? You're the only thing stopping you.
Thank you.
Head start.
25 years young saying this. Go for it.
Podcast, broker, business owner, 25.
Here with it. Listen. Shimmying for y'all. Here with it.
Oh, listen. Well, thank y'all again for clicking on another video. This was a great conversation. Lily, I am, again, so thankful to have you up here.
I appreciate it.
If you've gotten to this far in the message, you heard what to do. Like, share this with somebody who resonates. I keep stressing that. Like, there's sometimes, it's not that somebody's not listening to you. They might need a different voice to get them to start. And you've had the 7 people I've talked to, right? Lily, you got myself, you got people she's going to be interviewing, and there's going to be something that's going to resonate with somebody that's struggling to start. Let's help them do it. So thank y'all. This is Jimmy. I'll see y'all soon.
All right.